To start working in 3D, the first thing you want to do is go down here where you see the current workspace, and we're going to switch, and it's just a little icon that looks like a cogwheel. We're going to switch to 3D modeling. So now you will have tabs that correspond with 3D modeling, such as mesh, visualize, the surface, solid. This gets us into the 3D modeling mode. So next we're going to go to View, 3D Views, and we're going to switch to Southeast Isometric. Doesn't really matter which one you pick. I just kind of like to work in Southeast Isometric. Okay, here is our room with the furniture, and I have broken down the pieces that we need to model, and I've assigned layers to them. For instance, this chair has a layer for the back, a layer for the arms, and a layer for the seat, as well as a layer for the legs. Now, if we wanted to do just a simple 3D box, we could draw a line. We'll go, make sure our ortho's on. We'll go 2, and in order to, so you'll notice that each line is an individual line. It's not a polygon. In order to 3D this, we have to make it a region. So region is R-E-G-I-O-N, or you could go R-E-G for short. We're going to select the objects. And hit enter. And then notice now that our command line says one loop extracted, one region created. So now when you click on it, it's all one object. If we had a gap, if we had corners that didn't meet, it would not region. So that's a clue for something that doesn't, if you have an item that doesn't region. Then to get the item to be a box, so to speak, we're going to go up here and click on Extrude. Click on our box here, and then we can pull up or pull down, and then we can say, well, I want this to be 2 feet, enter, and now we have a box that's 2 feet in height. So we have a width and a depth and a height. And if you type in hide, see, now it becomes a solid. Until we regenerate the screen, we cannot zoom or move in and out. See, I can't, Z, enter, A, enter. I can't, well, let me do it. Didn't used to. Okay. So that's how you get out of the command, by just typing in RE for regenerate. Okay. Now, undo this. We have our individual lines. Yeah. If we don't make a region out of this and we extrude our lines, pull them up. Now notice that there's all these little individual squares. It will hide, but it is not a solid. It's an individual, what they call wire mesh. You know, which makes it impossible down the road. You know, if you need to do some things you won't be able to do. So always make sure, RE, always make sure that you region the item before you try to extrude it. Okay, so what we're going to do is I've made, these are all rectangles. So I use the rectangle command, so they're already regioned. A circle will already be regioned. Rectangles or anything that's a polygon will automatically be regioned, so you can extrude those items. And I've already assigned layers to them. However, right now my current layer is 0. If I were to extrude this item, the back of the seat, we're going to extrude it 32 inches. You'll notice that it did not retain its layer, and we'd have to go back and put it back on its layer. And you're thinking, well, why does it matter if it's on a layer? When we go to assign materials later, it does matter because we want to be able to assign materials by layers. Okay, so we'll switch our layers to the arms, and we will extrude those. EXT is extrude. We'll select our arms and we'll pull it up and we'll do 20, enter. And we'll do the same on this side, 20, enter. Okay, we're going to make a copy of the seat, and we will extrude the first one up 8 inches, and then we'll extrude this copy up 6 inches for the seat cushion. And place that on top of the seat. Okay. Well, I forgot to change my layers, so my seats should be on, they're on the arms layers. So let's put that on the seat layer. Okay. Now, we want to make a leg for our chair. We don't want it to sit on the floor. So, I kind of want a tapered leg, and meaning that the leg would be about 2 inches at the bottom and taper up to 4 inches. So to achieve that, I have drawn a 2-inch rectangle and a 4-inch rectangle. And we'll change our layers to the leg layer. And we're going to use a new command called loft. So first we have to move this square, the 4-inch square, 4 inches above the 2-inch square. To do that, we have to think in 3 dimensions. So I'm going to click on move and then click on a corner right here. Then I'm going to put at, so you're telling AutoCAD I want to move it at 0, 0, 4. So I don't want it to move on the X plane, I don't want it to move on the Y plane, I want it to move on the Z plane. So that's why I put 0, 0, 4, enter. and it's now 4 inches above our 2-inch square. And looking here at the USC icon, you usually see it. It says Y and X. When always now it says Z, Y, and X, and I always make sure that that Z is up there on the top, because then things get really funky and you're drawing and drawing and drawing and you don't see what you're drawing. It's because you've put it in another dimension. Okay, so now we have our 4-inch square above our 2-inch square. We're going to type in loft, and we're going to select both the 4-inch square and the 2-inch square, and we're going to hit enter. And you have to hit enter again, and now we have our leg. So we're going to move our leg by this corner here to the edge of the chair arm, and then we'll make copies, place them at each corner. I think I ended up making a copy instead of moving it. We'll just move this one. And now we have a chair built. So if we do hide, it's our 3-dimensional chair. We can even go to our Visualize tab, and then right here where it says 2D wireframe, we can change that to shaded. And now you see, it even looks more 3-dimensional. When we assign materials, I'll show you. You can even kind of get a glimpse of what that will look like. So we're going to change this back to 2D wireframe, and this is first of learning how to build furniture. So now we can make a copy . And we can place one here and one here. Didn't exactly go where I wanted it to do.